Hello everyone. Today we are going to solve the May-June 2025 IGCSE paper, which was held in May and June in different continents. 2025 May-June paper 2 MCQ multiple choice extended course. Okay. The first question of this paper is an ice cube melts and is showing ice cube here and melted to form water. What happens to the molecules of water in the ice cube? When ice cube is melting and converting, that is solid is converting into liquid. So what we are doing, we are converting a solid which is ice into liquid water. So whenever a solid converts into liquid, state change is taking place, and when a state change solid converts to liquid, we have to provide energy. Thus the molecules are gaining energy. Okay, so the option A is they evaporate. No, it's wrong. They dissolve. Wrong. They gain energy. Yes, it is correct. They lose energy. Wrong. It means the answer for question 1 is C. The molecules are gaining energy. Thus they are changing state from solid to liquid. Next question is question 2, which says that a sample of liquid is heated to a temperature above its boiling point, and it is X is then, which is liquid X, is then cooled so that it condenses and then freezes. Which graph describes the changes in temperature of X over time? Okay. If I consider this a sample is heated, this is heated, liquid is heated and then it starts boiling and then heating above boiling point and then condense. At this point condenses and at this point is boiling. It means this is wrong, not possible. Next we are coming to B option. We are heating a liquid above its boiling point. It's boiled here until this it boils and then this point is showing condensation. Okay, liquid is heated and then condensed. This condensation, it means here it converts into, these are the vapors, and it's here it converts into liquid and then again cooled and here it converts into solid and then again cooled. It is forming one more plateau, which is not possible. It means B is not the correct answer. A is not the correct answer. We are coming to C. Liquid is heated, it boils, converts into vapors. Vapors are cool and condense, and then again it increases. Is not possible. If I talk about the graph D, I mark it as A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and H. Point A and B represents the liquid. At point B, the liquid starts boiling. This is your boiling point of the liquid. At this point C, that it is the gas vapors whose temperature is increasing. From D to E, we start condensing, and E to F, it converts into liquid. That is again condensation point, or it is liquefaction of gases. Condensation is taking place. From F to G, the liquid is then again converted to solid. At G point, start converting into solid, and this is what? This is freezing. So this could be the best option. Why? Because A, the point G is below A. It means in point this F to G, it is liquid. And the boiling point and the condensation point should be same, which also satisfied. Therefore, we can say B is the correct answer for this question number 2. D is the correct answer, not B. D is the correct answer for question number 2. B is not correct. Why? Because this point, I don't have any explanation for this point. After converting into solid, we are again decreasing temperature and one more plateau is formed. Hence, we cannot explain this plateau. Therefore, B cannot be the correct answer. Our answer is D, which is explaining almost all of the points of this heating cooling curves. Okay. Next, question 3. Which row gives the number of protons, electrons, and neutrons in an atom of zinc? If you see the periodic table, the atomic number of zinc is 30 and the mass number is 65. It means the atomic number gives you the number of protons, then number of protons is how much? 30. And this mass number gives you protons plus neutrons. If you want to find out the number of neutrons, then it will be 65 minus 30. That comes out to be 35. Protons 30, electrons also 30. Why? Because in a neutral atom. So when I see protons 30, electrons are also 30 and neutrons 35. Proton 30, electron 30, neutron 35. Answer should be A, but we will look for other options also. 30, 35, no, wrong. 35 wrong, and 35, 35 wrong. Okay, therefore the answer for question number 3 will be A. Question 4. Which particles have the electronic configuration 288? Particles means it could be a neutral atom, could be an ion, positive or negative. 288 means total number of electrons are 18. So we have to look for 18 electrons, and we know that argon has 18 electrons. Hence, argon can have electronic configuration 288. Aluminum has 13 electron. If it loses 3, it means 10 electrons. Configurations 28, not possible. 2 is wrong. Sodium, atom number 11. If it loses 1 electron, it becomes 10. 28 again, not possible. A chloride ion, atom number 17, accepts 1, it becomes 18. Configuration will be 2, 8 and 8. It means 1 and 4. They have 288 configuration. Answer is 1 and 4. And 1 and 4 is question 4. Answer B, 1 and 4. Okay, because argon has 18 electrons, 288 configuration, and the chloride ion will also have 18 electron, 288 configuration. Okay, question 4, B. 5. An element Q has 2 isotopes. The relative masses and the abundance are shown below. The relative mass of an isotope is 238, abundance 66, 244, abundance 34. What we have to find out? We have to find out the relative atomic mass of the sample of Q to 3 significant figures. Already given 3 SF that we have to find out. Okay, how to find out this relative atomic mass? The formula for relative atomic mass is the mass of isotope multiplied by its percentage abundance plus mass of second isotope multiplied by its percentage abundance. Add them and divide by the total percentage abundance, which is 100. So what I mean is 238 into 66 plus 244 into 34 divided by 100. This will be the formula. If I get 238 into 66, what I will get? I get 15708. 15708 plus 244 into 34, that gives you 8296. It gives you 8296 and divide by 100. The total comes out to be 240,004 divided by 100. That comes out to be 240.04. And for 3SF, the answer is 240, which is A. 240 will be the answer for 3SF. Answer is A. How I did it? The relative atomic mass multiplied by the percentage abundance, add them, divide by the total 100, which is the total percentage abundance, which is 100, 66 plus 34. It is 66 plus 34, and that is equals to 100. Divide it and you will get the relative atomic mass of the element Q. Question 6. Which statement about silicon oxide SiO2 is correct? It conducts electricity because it contains delocalization electron. No. It's a bad conductor of current. Silica is a bad conductor of current. Has a giant covalent structure with each silicon atom bonded to 4 oxygen atom. Correct. In silicon oxide, each silicon atom is bonded to 4 oxygen atom and they are arranged tetrahedrally, whereas each oxygen atom is connected to 2 silicon atoms, hence forming a giant covalent 3D network structure. Therefore, the answer is B. It is a simple covalent molecule. No. Its structure similar to graphite. No. Therefore, the answer for question 6 is B. SiO2 is a giant covalent structure with each silicon atom bonded to 4 oxygen atoms. Okay. 7th question. When 65 grams of zinc reacts with 32 grams of sulfur, 97 grams of zinc sulfide is produced. Okay. What should be the equation? Zinc Zn plus sulfur forms ZnS. If I see the mole equation of this, it means 1 mole of this reacts with 1 mole and produces 1 mole. Okay. So it's saying 65 gram reacts with 32 grams and produces 97 gram, which is 65 plus 32, 97 gram, 1 mole of ZnS. Okay. According to this equation, 1 mole reacts with 1 mole. Now what he is giving? He is giving 65 grams of zinc. Second condition is 65 grams of zinc reacts with 40 grams of sulfur. 40 grams of sulfur and the mass produced still is 97 grams. Yes, it will be only 97. Why? Because 65 grams requires only 32. It doesn't matter how much of sulfur is present extra, it will react only with 32 grams because 1 mole reacts with 1 mole. Hence, will produce only 97 grams as per the molar equation or molar relationships. So this means 8 grams of sulfur is present excess, and sulfur is your excess reagent and zinc is your limiting reagent. Why? Because zinc is controlling the amount of ZnS produced. It is used up first in the reaction, and sulfur is an excess reagent. It is left behind. 8 grams of sulfur is left behind even after the reaction. What should be, which statement explains the observation? Some of the zinc sulfide evaporates. Wrong. The reaction rate is slow. It cannot tell anything about reaction rate. The reaction stopped before it is completed. No. Zinc is a limiting reagent. Yes, zinc is a limiting reagent and sulfur is the excess reagent. This I can get from this question. Okay. Answer 7th, D. Next is question 8, which says aluminium reacts with iron 3 oxide to form aluminium oxide. Iron 3 is Fe2O3 and aluminium oxide is Al2O3. It is Al2O3 and this is Fe2O3. Okay, what is asking us? Which chemical equation for the reaction between aluminium and iron oxide is correct? Okay, got it. What will be the equation? Al plus Fe2O3. Fe2O3 gives you Al2O3 plus Fe. That should be the structural equation. Option A is Al plus FeO, not correct. Option 2 is 2Al plus Fe2O, also not correct. Option 3 is Al plus Fe2O3, it could be possible. And option 4 is 2Al plus Fe2O3, possible. What they are forming? Al2O3 plus Fe. Now I have to balance it. There are 2 moles of iron and 2 moles of aluminium. I put suppose 2 here. Aluminium becomes 2. Iron is 2. I put 2 here. Oxygen 3, 2 aluminium, 2 aluminium, 2 iron, 2 iron. It means my equation is balanced. 2Al plus Fe2O3 gives you Al2O3 plus twice of Fe. Option D is the correct answer. C is not correctly balanced. Okay. For question 8, answer is option D. Question 9, the concentration of a solution of aqueous sodium hydroxide is 0.50 mole per dm cube. Which mass of sodium hydroxide is used to make 500 centimeter cube of this solution? Now we know that C equals to N upon V. First I will find out the number of moles. That's N equals to C into V, and that comes out to be 0.50 into volume 500 divided by 1000, because we take volume always in dm cube. So when I divide it, what I will get? I will get 0.25 mole. Now when I want to find out the mass, what is the formula? Moles equals to mass upon mr, molar mass. Therefore mass equals to moles into mr. How many moles? Moles is 0.25. What is the mr of NaOH? It is 40. What should be the answer? 0.25 into 40. 0.25 into 40, that comes out to be 10 grams. Answer is 10 gram. Therefore option A for 9th is correct. 10 grams is required to prepare 500 centimeter cube of 0.5 mole per dm cube NaOH solution. Question 10. Molten zinc oxide is electrolyzed using inert electrodes. Okay. Which row identifies the product at each electrode? What we have? I have molten zinc oxide, ZnO. I have this molten. It forms Zn2 plus if I pass electric current to the solution, and 2 minus, O2 minus. The Zn2 plus goes to, since it is electrolysis, we know electrolysis lobe. We use the term lobe, that is left electrode on the left side. On it oxidation will take place, and it is anode and it is positively charged. The 3 things which are 100% you should always know is oxidation, anode, positive. Left and right can be interchangeable, but oxidation, anode, positive is always there for electrolysis. Whenever we carry out electrolysis, anode is always positive and oxidation takes place on it. It means anode positive, so which ions will go? The oxide ions will go at anode. Oxide ions will go to anode and they will convert into oxygen and gives out 2 electron oxidations taking place. Whereas the zinc ions, they will go to the cathode, which is negatively charged, and they will accept electron, converts into zinc, which is reduction. Thus we can say in this reaction, oxide ions are undergoing oxidation and zinc is undergoing reduction. That is, at anode, which is positively charged, anode is positively charged, negative ions are going oxygen ions and they are undergoing oxidation to form oxygen gas. Whereas at cathode, which is negatively charged, Zn2 plus ions are going and converting into zinc. So my answer is zinc at cathode and oxygen at anode. Zinc at cathode, zinc at anode, wrong. Hydrogen, wrong. Zinc at cathode, yes, correct. And oxygen at anode, correct. Answer C. Question number 10, answer is C. Option A, B and D, they are wrong. Okay. Zinc is produced at cathode and oxygen produced at anode. That should be the correct answer for question number 10. Next question is question 11, which says dilute aqueous sodium chloride is electrolyzed using platinum electrodes. What we are taking? We are taking NaCl aqueous. NaCl will give Na plus Cl minus ions, and this water, which is NaCl aqueous, will also give H plus and OH ions. So I have 2 cations and I have 2 anions. and we are electrolyzing. And electrolysis low, that is the oxidation takes place at anode, and anode is what? Anode is positive charge. Anode is positively charged, it means negative ions will go to anode and oxidation will take place. What is the half equation for the reaction at cathode? He's asking about cathode. What goes at cathode? Cathode is negatively charged, therefore positive ion goes at cathode. Out of Na plus and H plus, the H plus has more tendency to lose its charge, hence H plus will go to cathode, accept electron, converts into hydrogen gas, and reduction will take place. Therefore the reaction will be twice of H plus plus 2 electron give you hydrogen gas. This should be the reaction at cathode of dilute aqueous sodium chloride electrolysis. Therefore the option should be option A, which is 2H plus plus 2 electron give you hydrogen gas. Na is wrong, chlorine is wrong, and OH ions are wrong. 11th question, answer A. Question 12. Question 12 says hydrogen oxygen fuel cell can be used to power vehicles. Okay. Which statement about hydrogen oxygen fuel cell is correct? The equation for the overall reaction is H2 plus O2 gives you H2O2. No, it forms water. The only chemical product are water and carbon dioxide. CO2 is not produced, only water is produced. The chemical energy in the fuel cell is converted to electric energy. Yes, the chemical energy of the fuels is converted into electric energy in a fuel cell. The hydrogen used in for hydrogen oxygen fuel cell is a fossil fuel. No. Therefore, the correct answer for question 12 is C. C is the correct answer. 12th C. Question 13 says a reaction pathway diagram is shown, and we can see in this reaction pathway the reactants have lower energy and the products have higher energy. It means the energy has to be provided to the reaction, that is, it is an endothermic process, and endothermic always requires energy. So I can identify from this graph it is an endothermic. Which rows identify the type of reaction and how the temperature of surrounding changes during the reaction. Now whenever an endothermic process, the temperature of surrounding decreases. Suppose I take ice and put it in a beaker. What happens? Ice is taking heat from the surrounding and it is gaining heat, so convert into liquid. Therefore the temperature of surrounding decreases and the container becomes cool. Okay, so the reaction type is endothermic and the temperature of surrounding decreases. So answer will be A, endothermic and the temperature surrounding decreases. Answer is A. Okay, it is endothermic but increases, wrong. Exothermic decreases, wrong. Exothermic increases, wrong. Therefore question number 13, answer is A. Okay, question 14, which says that average bond energy of CH bond is 413 kilojoule per mole. What is the enthalpy change when 1 mole of methane molecule is formed from carbon and hydrogen atom? Methane is CH4. It means 1 mole of methane has 4 moles of CH bonds. And the bond energy of one CH bond is 413 kilojoule. 413 multiplied by 4, it is equals to 1652. This will be the energy which is released. Why? Because the compound is formed. So whenever a compound is formed from its constituent element, the energy is released. Reaction is exothermic in nature. Hence the answer is A, minus 1652 kilojoule per mole. That should be the answer. Or minus 1652 kilojoule since it is 1 mole. For 14th, answer is A. 15th, which statement describes the effect of adding a catalyst to a chemical reaction? So when we add a catalyst to chemical reaction, catalyst takes the reaction to an alternate path. What catalyst do? It takes the reaction to an alternate path. And what this alternate path has? Alternate path has lower energy, lower activation energy. It takes the reaction to an alternate path having lower activation energy, which is EA. It means the activation energy of the reaction will decrease. Option A is the activation energy, EA of the reaction increases. No. The enthalpy change of the reaction stays unchanged. Yes, delta H of the reaction, whenever a catalyst is added, delta H will not affect it. So this could be the correct option. The frequency of collision between the particles is decreased. No, frequency of collision between the particles will not decrease. Kinetic energy of particle increase. No, catalyst cannot affect the kinetic energy. Hence the correct answer is enthalpy change, delta H of the reaction remains unchanged. Catalyst cannot affect delta H. It can decrease activation energy required for the reaction, but the difference of energy between the reactants and product, that will remain same, that delta H will remain same. Catalyst cannot change or cannot affect enthalpy change of the reaction. Okay, that will be the answer for question number 15. Question 16, which row describes the condition that is used in the manufacture of sulfuric acid by contact process? So by contact process, we react sulfur trioxide gas SO3 with dilute H2SO4 and convert it into concentrate H2O4, that is oleum, H2S2O7. And this SO3 is prepared by reacting sulfur dioxide gas with oxygen. In presence of vanadium pentoxide as a catalyst, the reaction will be SO2 plus O2 gives you twice of SO3 to SO2. 3 moles of gas here and 2 moles of gas here. This is the reaction which is for contact process. 2 moles of gas, 2 moles of SO3 and 3 moles of SO2 plus O2. It means the pressure is high here and pressure is low here. Okay, more moles, more pressure. What I can do, I can use a catalyst, and the catalyst is V2O5 vanadium pentoxide. If I want to increase or take the reaction to forward direction, increase the manufacturing of this H2O4, the pressure should increase. And the reaction is exothermic in nature, heat is produced, therefore the temperature should be low. So the reaction will give more yield of H2O4 in presence of vanadium pentoxide as a catalyst when the pressure is high and the temperature is low. Option is C. 16th is C. Okay. Next question is question 17, which says that which equation shows the underlying species acting as a reducing agent. Okay, the reducing agent means those chemical species which reduces others and themselves get oxidized. Themselves oxidizes. Fe2O3 here is converting into Fe. It means reduction is taking place of Fe2O3. It's not a reducing agent, it's an oxidizing agent. Fe is converting to FeSO4 from 0 to plus 2. Oxidation number is changing. Fe is 0 because it's the elemental state of iron, and in FeSO4 the oxidation state of iron is plus 2. From 0 to plus 2 it is oxidation. Since oxidation is taking place, Fe can be the reducing agent. Thus the answer could be A. Second is reducing agent. Fe2 plus converting into Fe3 plus, it is oxidation taking place, hence again it is a reducing agent. In equation number 4, Fe2 plus remains Fe2 plus, there is no oxidation reduction, hence the fourth equation is neither oxidation nor reduction. Whereas in first the reduction of Fe2O3 is taking place to Fe, therefore it is oxidizing agent, not reducing agent. And equation number 2 and 3, they are oxidation is taking place, therefore they are reducing agent, hence answer is C, which is option 2 and 3. Question 18. A farmer incorrectly adds two substances to the soil at the same time. Okay, they react together to form a gas which turns damp red litmus blue. Damp red litmus blue, it means the gas is a basic, it's happening that is a basic gas is produced and which is only ammonia. It means the gas produces ammonia, and which substance produces ammonia? We require ammonium salts. I require ammonium salt. The first substance will be ammonium salt. Okay, what are the two substances he is adding? Number 1, a basic oxide and potassium salt. No, I require ammonium salt. A basic oxide and ammonium salt, this could be possible. An acidic oxide and potassium salt. No. An acidic oxide and ammonium salt. Ammonium salt is correct, but a substance added to the soil cannot be acidic oxide. Generally, we do not add acidic oxide, we add basic oxide. Hence, the most appropriate answer will be a basic oxide and ammonium salt. Ammonium salt is generally acidic in nature. It will react with basic oxide to give ammonia gas. Hence, the answer is question 18, answer is B. Okay, next question is question 19. The question says, which row shows the equation for dissociation of hydrochloric acid and ethanoic acid in aqueous solution? Hydrochloric acid is a strong acid, ethanoic acid is a weak acid. Its dissociation will be irreversible in nature and its dissociation will be reversible in nature. We will look for these 2 points. HCl, irreversible dissociation form H plus and Cl minus, it could be correct. CH3COH, reversible dissociation forming H plus and CH3CO minus, A could be the correct answer. HCl, reversible, no. HCl, irreversible forming H plus and Cl minus is also irreversible, no. HCl forming H plus and Cl minus, reversible, no. Therefore, the answer is A, in which HCl is forming H plus and Cl minus, irreversible reaction, and acetic acid CH3COH reversibly forming H plus and CH3CO minus. Answer is A. Question 19, option A is the answer. Question 20. Which 3 oxides are acidic? All acidic. And we know acidic oxides are basically for non-metals. Non-metals, they form acidic oxides, and metals form basic oxides. Calcium oxide, no. Calcium oxide, no. Carbon dioxide, nitrogen dioxide and sulfur dioxide. Yes. Sodium oxide, no. Therefore, answer is carbon dioxide, which forms carbonic acid. NO2 forms HNO3 or HNO2. This is also acid, and it forms carbonic acid and it forms H2SO3. All three forms acids on dissolving in water, therefore they are acidic oxides. Answer question 20, answer is C. Question 21, the table shows some properties of noble gases. Helium density 0.2, 0.9, 1.8 and 5.9. As we are moving down, density is increasing. And also the boiling point is increasing. Decrease in negative means increase in boiling point. Minus 267, 269 is lower than minus 108, therefore it is higher boiling point. As I move down, we know density should increase. I have to look for increasing density that is greater than 1.8. Greater than 1.8 is all the three options could be. A will not be the option. Next, I have to look for a boiling point which is lower than 186. That is a minus, it should be higher than minus 186. That is value lower than minus 186. And 108, between minus 186 and 108, the boiling point should be there. Minus 195, no, it is not there. 213, also not there. 153, yes, it is between. 153 is between, minus 153 is between 186 and 108. Therefore, and density is also between 1.8 and 5.9. Therefore, the answer, most appropriate answer for this will be C. Density 3.8 and boiling point minus 153 degrees Celsius. Question 22. Sodium is a group 1 metal. What is a physical property of sodium? That is, we have to find out the physical property of group 1 metal. Non-conductor of current, no. They are conductors of current. High melting point, no. Group 1 metals, they have large size, therefore they have low melting points. High density. Group metals, group 1 metal, they have large size, therefore they don't have high density. Their density is comparatively lower. Malleable, yes, all metals are malleable, therefore we can say the most appropriate answer of question number 22 is D, that is, it is malleable in nature. Since it is a metal, it is malleable in nature. It has low density, low melting point and conductor of current, therefore all A, B, C, they are incorrect. Question 22 answer will be D. Next, question 23, tensionine, atomic number 117, is a manufactured element that is below astatine in group number 7. That is a member of group number 7. What is the expected state of tensionine at room temperature and pressure? Group number 7 is fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine, astatine and tensionine. As I am moving down, the state changing from gas to liquid to solid. As I am moving down, the state is changing to solid, means tensionine, which is below this astatine, should also be solid in nature. It should be a diatomic solid. Diatomic answer A. Diatomic gas wrong. A liquid wrong. Monatomic gas wrong. A solid. Correct answer is a solid. Question 23, answer is D. Question 24. It says when chlorine is bubbled into aqueous potash sodium bromide, a displacement reaction occurs. Okay. Which description of this reaction is correct? What I am doing, I am reacting or bubbling chlorine gas into a solution of sodium bromide. And we know that chlorine is more reactive than bromine. Therefore, displacement will take place and forming NaCl and Br2. So what is generally happening here? Chlorine is displacing bromine. We can say chlorine is displacing bromine. Basically, the bromide ions, they are converting into bromine. But the in language we write, since chlorine is more reactive than bromine, therefore it displaces bromine from its salt solution. Chloride displaces bromide, no. Chlorine displaces bromine, this could be the most appropriate. Chloride displaces bromine, no. Chlorine displaces bromide. This could also be answer, but the actual answer, which the language which is correct, is chlorine displaces bromine, therefore B will be the appropriate answer. It's chlorine which is displacing the bromine or the bromide ions and converting into bromine. So we say chlorine displaces bromine. B is the correct answer. Question number 24. Next, question 25. Brass is an alloy of copper. Which statement about brass or copper is correct? Okay. Brass does not conduct electricity because it has a compound, no. Brass is also conducted as a metal. It is an alloy of metals. Copper conducts electricity because the atoms are free to move, no. It conducts current because of the delocalized sea of mobile electrons. C is brass is harder than copper because the layer of atom cannot easily slide over each other. This could be correct because brass is an alloy. Whenever you convert a metal into alloy, the atoms of different metals, they come between the layers. What I mean to say is, brass is an alloy of copper and zinc. Copper and zinc, when atoms of zinc they comes in between copper atom to form an alloy, the slip and slide movement they get affected. Thus, alloys they are harder and less malleable and ductile than pure atoms. Therefore, this could be the correct answer. We'll see that option D, copper is stronger than brass because it is a pure metal. No, always alloys they are stronger. Hence, the answer is C. Brass is harder than copper because its layers of atom cannot slide over each other. Question 25, answer C. Question 26, the ionic equation for some reaction between metals and aqueous metal ions are shown below. Equation number 1 shows copper reacts with silver ions to form silver and copper ions, which shows that copper is more reactive than silver. Okay. By this equation, I can say copper is more reactive than silver because copper is displacing silver ions and forming its own ions. Magnesium reacts with zinc ions to form magnesium ions and zinc. This shows magnesium is more reactive than zinc. Okay. Next, zinc reacts with copper ions to form copper and zinc ions. It means zinc is more reactive than copper. And fourth equation shows tin reacts with Cu2 plus, that is copper ions, and form tin ions and copper. It means tin is more reactive than copper. Okay. So I have copper more reactive than silver, magnesium more reactive than zinc, zinc more reactive than copper. So the first element is I have magnesium. Then I can put magnesium is more reactive than zinc. I can put zinc. Zinc is more reactive than copper. Then I can put copper, and copper is more reactive than tin. Then I can put tin. Tin is more reactive than copper. Tin is more reactive than copper, but I don't have a relationship between tin and zinc. Hence, which further information can be used to place copper, magnesium, silver, and tin, zinc in order of their reactivity? I require this information between zinc and tin. Zinc reacts with Sn2 plus ions. Copper does not react with Sn2 plus ions. Not required. Magnesium reacts with Cu2 plus ions. Not required. Magnesium reacts with Ag plus ions. Not required. What I require is the relationship between zinc and tin. Zinc reacts with Sn2 plus ions. That I require so that I know zinc is more reactive than tin. Hence, option A is correct for question 26. A. Question 27. Zinc is used for galvanization of iron to prevent it from rusting. Okay. Which statements are correct? Galvanizing is an example of barrier method. In galvanizing, we coat a thin layer of zinc over iron. By electroplating method, we coat a thin layer of zinc over iron. Therefore, we can say a barrier is formed between the iron metal and the zinc. So this could be the correct option. If the zinc is scratched, the iron will rust very quickly. No, zinc prevents rusting of iron by providing electron. It is an electrochemical process. Hence, even despite that zinc is scratched, the iron will not rust quickly. Galvanizing, an example of sacrificial protection. Yes, zinc is losing electron instead of iron. Zinc is more reactive than iron and so accept electrons more readily. This is also correct. Zinc is more reactive than iron. Zinc is more reactive than iron. Therefore, it accepts electron more readily. No. Zinc is more reactive than iron. It should lose electron more readily. Therefore, option 4 is wrong. 4 is wrong. Second is also wrong. The correct is galvanizing, an example of barrier method is correct. And galvanizing, an example of a sacrificial protection. It's also correct. 1 and 3 they are correct. Therefore, answer for question 27 is B, 1 and 3. Question 28. Which equation represents a reaction that occurs in a blast furnace during extraction of iron from hematite? Okay. Calcium plus CO2 forms CaO plus CO. No. Fe2O3 plus Ca forms Fe plus CaO. No. This reaction is not taking place. Calcium oxide, that is hydroxide, form calcium oxide and water. No. Iron oxide is reacting with carbon monoxide to form iron and CO2. This is the main reaction of blast furnace, in which iron oxide reacts with reducing agent carbon monoxide and get reduced to iron forming CO2. Answer question 28, option D is the correct answer. Next question, question 29. Water is added separately to anhydrous copper to sulfate and to anhydrous cobalt chloride. Which rows shows the color change? When we add water to anhydrous copper sulfate, it converted to hydrated CuSO4.5H2O and is hydrated is blue in color. Whereas when we add water to anhydrous cobalt chloride, it turns from blue to pink. It shows a pink color. Therefore, option A is blue to white, no. Blue to white, again no. Option C, anhydrous copper sulfate turns from white to blue, correct. And anhydrous cobalt chloride converts from blue to pink, correct. White to blue and blue to pink. Therefore, option C. Option D is saying pink to blue. It's wrong. Thus, option C is correct, in which when you add water to anhydrous copper sulfate, it converts to hydrated, which is blue in color. Anhydrous is white. Therefore, the answer is white to blue. Whereas anhydrous cobalt chloride is blue in color and hydrated is pink in color. Therefore, color is from blue to pink. Option C. 29th question is option C, correct answer. Question 30. Which gases which causes acid rain in a car engine? These gases can be removed using catalytic converter. These gases are nitrogen oxide, NOx. Which equation represent the removal of one of these gases using a catalytic converter? Okay. In a catalytic converter, we remove NOx or nitrogen oxides and convert them to unreactive nitrogen. In option A, CO2 plus C forms CO. No, this is not acidic gas. Carbon monoxide reacts with nitrogen oxide to form CO2 and N2. This is the correct option because the carbon monoxide produced in the engines reacts with NO, that is nitric oxide, to form unreactive nitrogen and carbon dioxide, therefore converting them to non-pollutant gases. So option B should be the correct answer for question 30. C and D, they are also wrong. Question 30, answer is B. 31, which statements about carbon dioxide are correct? Carbon dioxide absorbs thermal heat from the earth. Yes, they form an envelope around the earth and can act as a thermal heat absorbent. Carbon dioxide increases the thermal energy lost to space. No, they prevent the loss of energy to space. The level of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere has increased due to burning of fossil fuel. The level of carbon dioxide is increasing due to burning of fossil fuel. This could be the correct option. Carbon dioxide is the only gas that can cause global warming. No, there are many other gases which can cause global warming. The correct option is option 1 and 3 could be the correct option. Therefore, answer is B, option 1 and 3. The level of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere has increased due to burning of fossil fuels. Question 31, answer is B. Question 32, what is the structural formula for butane 2-ol? Butane means 4 carbon and 2-ol means the OH group on the second carbon, and the formula will be CS3, CH, CH2, CS3. CS3, CH, CS3, CH, OH. A is CS3, CH2, CH2OH. 3 carbons, not wrong. It also has 3 carbons, wrong. 1, 2, 3, 4. It has 4 carbons, but the OH is on the first group, wrong. It has 4 carbons and OH is the second carbon, therefore it's correct. Answer is D. Butane 2-ol, correct answer is D. OH group on second carbon and 4 carbon atoms in the chain, butane 2-ol. Question 33 says methanol reacts with ethanoic acid to form an ester. What is the displayed formula for the ester? Okay, so whenever we react the acid is RCOH. With an alcohol, suppose it is R-OH. In presence of H2SO4, what they will form? They will form esters. The R dash, which is from alcohol, will go and attach to oxygen, and the R of this carboxylic acid will go and get attached to the CO group at the back. This is ester and water is formed along with it. Therefore, I want to form an ester with methanol. Methanol is what? CS3OH. And second thing is, we are reacting with ethanoic acid. Ethanoic is what? CS3COH, 2 carbon carboxylic acid. For making the ester, you first write COO group, which is your ester group. It could be written in this way or it could be written in the way C double bond O and this is O. The group which is present in OH, that is alcohol, will go and get attached here. CS3 will come here. Whereas the group which is present with the carboxylic acid, CS3 will come and get attached here. So this will be the structure of the ester formed by these two compounds. The name will be methyl ethanoate. We'll look for this. We have to look for this A. It's wrong. B is again wrong. C, it is methyl group here and methyl here and ethanoate here, 1 and 2. C could be the correct option. It is ethyl group here, ethyl group here, no, wrong. Therefore, the correct answer is C, where it has a methyl group with oxygen and ethyl group with this. It is methyl ethanoate. Hence, for question number 33, answer is C. Okay. Question 34, petroleum can be separated into useful fraction by fractional distillation. Which row shows a correct use of named fractions? Okay. Bitumen is used as lubricant. No, it is not a used lubricant. It is used to make road, etc. Naphtha, fuel for home heating. No, it is not a fuel for home heating. Kerosene is used as jet fuel. This could be the correct option. Refinery gas, making chemicals. No, refinery gas is basically used as a fuel for home. Therefore, kerosene and jet fuel, they matches. Question 34, answer is C. Question 35 says ethane reacts with chlorine in presence of ultraviolet light, UV light, which products are formed. Ethane CS3, this is ethane, reacts with chlorine in presence of UV light. A substitution reaction will take place and the hydrogen of this carbon or this carbon, any of the two, is substituted by chlorine. The product will be CS3, CH2Cl and HCl. That will be the product. Therefore, the answer is A, Cl, CH2Cl. No, it is dichloro product will not be formed. Two molecules of CS3Cl and hydrogen. No. CH2Cl and HCl, that is C2H5Cl plus HCl. This could be the correct option. CH2 double bond CH2 and HCl. No, ethene will not be formed. Answer is chloroethane. We call it chloroethane. Chloroethane and HCl will be produced. Option 35, question 35, option C is the correct answer. Question 36, ethanol can be made by fermentation of aqueous glucose and by catalytic addition of steam to ethene. Yes. The two advantages of making ethanol by catalytic addition of steam to ethene rather than fermentation of aqueous glucose. Okay, this is advantages because when we react CH2 double bond CH2, that is ethene, with steam, it will convert directly into CH3 CH2OH, and addition reaction takes place. During this addition reaction, there is no byproduct and no other products are formed. Hence, this reaction is a good reaction as well as it's a faster. Option A is faster and renewable raw materials. It is faster but renewable raw materials, that is not correct. Pure products and faster reaction, this could be the correct option. Renewable raw materials, no. Uses more energy, no. Therefore, option B. 36 question, answer is B. 36B. The structure of a polymer, repeated unit is shown. A repeat unit of polymer is shown. Okay, I can see this unit of polymer. This is a amide group, NHCO. And we have a repeating unit of this. One repeating unit is this. And another repeating unit is this. Okay. That is a diamine. It is a diamine. Two amines and it is a dioic acid. That is 2C double bond O group. It could be dioic acid. 2 carboxylic acid at the two end. So I have to look for a diamine as well as 2 carboxylic acid at the two end. It's a two carbon atoms and 2 amine group. This could be the correct option. 2 carbon atoms and 2 COH group. No, wrong. It's only 2 COH group. 2 carbon atoms and 2 NH2 groups, correct. 2 carbon atoms and 2 COH group, correct. Therefore, option B could be the correct. 4 carbon atoms NH2, wrong. 1 carbon atom, wrong. That is 2 COH group, again wrong. 4 carbon atoms and 4 carbon atoms and 2 NH2, wrong. But 2 carbon atoms and 2 COH group, it's correct. But this is wrong. Hence, the two options which are correct is for answer B. Both monomers are correct. It is 2 carbon atom with 2 NH2 group and 2 carbon atom with 2 COH group. That will be the monomeric unit of this polymer. Question 37, answer is B. Question 38, which item of apparatus is used to measure exactly 26.3 centimeter cube of liquid? You have to measure 26.3. Measuring cylinder is not a good device for measuring. Pipette always comes with the fixed volumes. Gas syringes is used for measuring gases, and there's a burette which can measure the actual or accurate 26.3 because it's graduated burette. The answer is option A. 38 answer question 38 answer is option A. 39. A mixture containing an aqueous salt and insoluble salt is filtered. One is aqueous, another is insoluble salt. Which rows describe X and Y? X a solute, Y pure water. X a solute, Y pure water. X solute, filtrate, residue, pure water, residue and filtrate. So what I have a solution of aqueous salt, that is a solution of salt, this will be a solution, and insoluble, that will be a residue. It will not dissolve, it will remain as residue. So when you filter, X will be your residue, X will be your residue which will remain behind, whereas Y is my filtrate. It is my filtrate. After filtering, the solution is called as filtrate, and this filtrate contains aqueous salt. Which row correctly describes, or which row describes X and Y? X is solute, Y pure water, no. X solute, filtrate, no. Residue and pure water is not there. Residue and filtrate, yes. X will be a residue and Y will be a filtrate containing the soluble salt. Therefore, the answer is D. Question 39, answer is D. Question 40. Pure ethanol has melting point of minus 114 degrees Celsius and boiling point of 78 degrees Celsius. What are the melting and boiling points of sample of ethanol with glucose dissolved in it? As we know, whenever impurities are added, I am adding glucose to ethanol, impurities are added to a solvent, its boiling point will increase and the freezing point or the melting point will decrease. Okay, decrease means it will become lower than 114. Therefore, the option A and option B, which has 116, could be the correct answers. 112 is wrong. Okay. Freezing point will decrease and boiling point will increase. Boiling point 78 degrees Celsius, the boiling point will increase means it will be greater than 78. And for option A, it is 77, wrong. Option B, 79, therefore option B is the correct answer. Thank you very much for watching this video. One more thing, for any further help in IGCSE course material, test papers, series, test series, etc., you can visit this ibvision.com. This website has a large number of study materials along with the past papers in topic-wise format as well as test paper format, in which you can give your subjective test and can upload the answer sheets which will be checked by us and sent back to you on this website ibvision.com. You can go and watch and you can register there and you can get all the materials for IGCSE, IB, etc. If I show you this website, this is ibvision.com, and in this you can go to the course. This is the website and these are the all explored feature courses. This is IGCSE topic wise test papers, chemistry topic wise test paper, paper 4 subjective and comprehensive. This comprehensive course contains all required material for your 10th IGCSE exams, and you can get help from this in the form of these exam style questions. Once you do it and then upload the question paper solved, we will check and send it back to you within 48 hours. So we recommend you to please go and search, and if it is useful, you can get and buy it. Thank you very much. Thank you.